Looking for a fun and unique digital product idea to sell on Etsy? Well, let me introduce you to the Agamograph. So this is a super cool interactive kids craft that is perfect for seasonal products. So think things like handmade gifts that kids can make and then give to their parents, say for like Mother's Day or Father's Day or even birthdays, or just a fun project that kids can do at home when they're bored or it's during the school holidays. So are you excited to learn more about this product? Well, in this video, I'm going to run through what an Agamograph is. Yes, that's a very tricky word, but through this video, I'll get through it. I'm going to go through why this product is trending. We're going to go through how to research this niche using EverBee, how to create a simple Agamograph in Canva, and then where to go if you want to go ahead and dive deeper into this digital product idea and take it even further than what we're covering today. Okay, so if you're excited, let's go ahead and get on into it. Hi, hello. If you're new here, I'm Alicia, and I help creative people build digital product businesses using the skills that they already have. And today I have got something so fun and exciting to share with you. So today we are talking all about Agamographs. And if you've never heard of them before, they're those clever art pieces that change depending on the angle that you are looking at them from. Kids love them, teachers love them, and parents love them too because it keeps the kids busy. They're great because they're interactive, they're creative, and a total hit as a printable craft product. So yes, this is very exciting. And the best bet is that they're selling really well on Etsy, especially around seasonal holidays like Mother's Day, Father's Day, even like Halloween and Christmas time. Okay, so let's run through what we're going to cover today. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to research this niche to make sure that people are actually looking for this product and that there's some demand, because we never want to create anything without knowing if it'll actually sell. So I jumped over to Etsy and I actually searched the broad term keyword phrase Mother's Day craft using my favorite research tool, EverBee, and what came up was really exciting. This niche is packed with activity sheets, printable cards, handmade products and projects that parents and teachers are buying like crazy. The listings I'm seeing are getting hundreds and sometimes thousands of sales of these printable products, and the revenue on some of them are incredible. And this is exactly where a product like an Agamograph fits in. These products can be cute, interactive, and they're perfect for classrooms or at-home crafting. So for example, if we're going with the Mother's Day theme, you could create one that says, "I love you, Mum," from one angle and then has flowers or a drawing on the other. Now, EverBee is showing that this niche is worth tapping into, and that's exactly what we want before creating any digital product to sell on Etsy. Now, if you haven't used EverBee yet, there is a link in the description that will give you a free trial so you can go ahead and check it out. So now that I've got your attention with this product, what exactly is an Agamograph? So I've explained it a little bit, but let me just dive in deeper into what it actually is. So literally, it's a piece of art made with two separate images sliced up and then arranged in alternating strips on a folded page. When you look at it from one side, you see image A, and then from the other side, you will see image B. It may look complicated, but it's actually surprisingly easy to make. And once you've created one, you can sell the PDF file as a printable craft project over and over and over again. So like I mentioned, these are perfect for parents, teachers, or kids doing arts and crafts at home. So now that you know what an Agamograph is, you're probably wondering how to make one, right? Well, I've got you covered, my friend, and today we are going to make a simple Agamograph using one of my favorite graphic design tools, Canva, of course. So let's go ahead and jump on over to my computer. We'll open up Canva and we will create a simple version of one that you can use as a template to create more and then list them in your Etsy shop. Okay, let's go ahead and jump on in. Okay, so let's go ahead and start creating our Agamograph. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to open up a brand new file in Canva, either A4 letter size in landscape view or a US letter size in landscape view. I'm going to be doing mine in A4 letter size because I'm going to go ahead and print this out and then demonstrate what this looks like in its physical form as well. And obviously I'm here in Australia and we use those A4, or my printer is A4 letter size. Okay, so to create a brand new design in the size that you would like, all you need to do is go to the create button. I'm just going to type in A4 here into the search bar and I'm going to find document A4 landscape. Go ahead and click on that and it's going to open up a brand new document for me. Now, before we start designing this project, I just want to let you know that my method here and the step-by-step process that I'm going to show you today is just one way of doing it. There are many different ways that you can create and set up these Agamographs. So be sure to research and find different ways of doing it and do it the way that it's going to suit you best and design it in a way that is going to be fast and efficient so that you can create more and more of these products to list in your shop. Okay? So the way that I like to design my Agamographs is I actually like to create two different images on the same page. Some people like to do a single image or a graphic on one page and another on another and then split those up, but I like to do it all on one. And as I go through this process, you'll see why this works really well. So the very first thing I like to do is actually set up sort of like a graph, which will give me the strips of the Agamographs so that we can cut it up and then paste it on another sheet to create that visual effect. So what I like to do is I like to go to elements. I like to go down to tables and just click in one of these tables and then a table is going to pop up. So what we need is 2 rows. One is going to be a lot larger than the other, well, a lot taller than the other. And then we need 12 different strips so that we can split up our images into 6 strips each. Okay, you'll see how this evolves as we go along. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this row. I'm going to delete this row. And then I want to expand this out and then expand this out. Probably giving ourselves, probably like a quarter or half an inch from the corners so that our printer will be able to print it out properly. Let's bring this one up because we don't really need a lot of space here. These are just the numbers so that when your customer prints out or, your kids print these out and then cut them, they know exactly where they need to position these strips. We've only got 3 of the columns here, so we need 12. So I'm going to go ahead and add another 9 of these columns. Let's just go ahead like so. So I'm going to just hover over the table. And then if we hover over, let's zoom in. If we hover over this table here, sometimes you can find this plus button. So go ahead and just add in these columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, I don't want these to be too dark because this is going to go over or under our image, and we don't really want that to be so dominant. So let's go ahead and select this entire table. And then let's go ahead and go to border. We want to change the border style. So let's change the border weight down to a 1. And then I also want to change the border color to like a gray color because I don't want those lines to be too dark. I think something like that will be great. Okay. And then we want to make sure that we've got the middle of this table so that we can separate our 2 images. So have an image here and an image here. So to do that, what I would do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this here is the center line. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select both of these cells. I'm going to go to border here and then I'm going to select this left border and I'm going to change the thickness to, let's say 2. So that way we know the difference between this section and this section. So if we have a look, you can just visually see that that's just a little bit darker, which gives us a good guide as to our 2 separate images. Okay, so in order to make sure that the image is set up correctly, so what will happen is these will be our cut lines. So the children can cut down these lines, and then when they go to glue these new strips together, they will be in the right position. So in order to make that really clear, what I like to do is just number them. So when they reorder these images, the first strip will be here, then the strip for this image will be here, and then so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and do that now, and then I'll share with you what that looks like. So I'm going to add in a 1 here. And then the next strip will be this one. So we're going to add a 2 here. The next strip will be this one, 3. Here will be 4, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and you'll see how this works out in just a moment. Okay, so essentially we've got our first image here and then our second image here, and then when these are glued together, and depending on what angle you look at the page, or the folded page, will determine what image you'll be looking at. So really you can have as much fun here as you like. You could create a coloring style Agomograph. You could create just an actual image, so that the children, all they have to do is just print it out, or get their parents to print it out and then cut it up and then glue it back together. You could potentially do personalized Agamographs. But I think for today, we are going to do a Mother's Day project. So I'm going to share with you 2 different styles. I'm going to do like a coloring in page where we have the same image on both sides, but they can be colored in differently. So that could be fun. And then I'm just going to show you a couple of different graphics that you might want to put in here and see how that comes out as well. So for this, you can find the graphics here on Canva, or you could go ahead to something like Creative Fabrica and then find your graphic elements there and then pop them into your design. So for this, I'm going to search for a simple bunch of flowers. So I'm going to go here, bunch of flowers, but I want this to be like lined version so that we can have a coloring in element. So I'm going to hit enter on that, and I'm going to go to see all, and I'm going to try and find something that's a little bit more simple to use, and so it's not too intricate. So like something like this would be very tricky to color in for a kid, but something like this, which is a bit more simple, might be perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that in, and then I'm going to just position this here on the left hand side. I'm going to expand it to as much as I can, but I don't want to touch the edges because we don't want it to be cut off. So I think that will work perfectly. So make sure that that's centered to the design or to the strips. So I think that will work well. And then what I want to do is actually I want to create the exact same thing on this side, so that way we have the same image but just colored differently. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that that's selected. I'm going to Command C and then Command V to paste, and then we're going to drag that across. Again, making sure that that's centered within those columns. Perfect. So now when this is cut out, they will be placing 1, and then they'll be placing 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then 6, and so on and so forth until they have, it's almost like an elongated version of this image. And you'll see how that comes out in just a moment, because I'll print this out and I'll show you how that works. So there's a coloring in style that you could do. You could do, graphics on this. So perhaps you would want to write maybe something like Happy Mother's Day on here if you wanted to be a bit more creative. But if you wanted to add more color and elements to it, you could create a completely new design. So to do that, it's pretty easy. All you would do is go to duplicate the page. Let's go ahead and delete out these elements now. And let's go ahead and find some fun Mother's Day elements here in Canva. So I'm just going to go to the search bar. I'm going to type in Mother's Day. and see what comes up. And then you're going to have these fun elements that you could use. So you could use something like this on one side and then perhaps something different on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. And then perhaps on this side, you could do maybe like a personalized message, right? So you could go ahead and grab the text, add a text box. So you could do something like Happy Mother's Day and then love from, and then they could add their own name at the bottom, which could be really cute. So what I would do is I would try and make this into a font that could be colored in, just to give it a little bit more interest and make it a bit more of like a personalized product. So I'm going to go to the font here and I'm going to find something that's a little bit more bold. Something like this might work. What I like to do is actually search for like kids font and find something that we can, something that's a bit more bold, but then we can actually change the effects of to give it a lined effect. So I'm going to go with perhaps this Bobby Jones soft, because it kind of ties in with what we've got here. So let's make this bigger and see what this looks like. I'm going to go to effects and I'm going to hollow that out. That looks good. I'm going to just change the spacing between the lines here. So if I go here to letter spacing and line spacing, I'm just going to make that a bit smaller. Very good. Let's go ahead and make this a bit bigger. Pretty good. And then so this can be colored in, and then somebody could add their name in the bottom. Just for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to add in my name here. So let's say I was giving this to my mum, and I'm going to just change it as if I was writing it. Let's find something that'll do. Okay, very good. So there's another example of what you could do with the Agamograph. You could do so much stuff here. So what I would suggest doing is probably hopping over to Etsy just to see what other Agamographs are available, or even not in the Agomograph niche specifically. Why not go to the Mother's Day crafts niche and have a look at the keyword Mother's Day craft and see what other printables have been designed like. So using the trends and the styles that are currently selling well on Etsy, how could you, and through these printables, how could you incorporate those designs into the designs you're creating with this specific product itself? Okay, now once you're happy with those and the way that they look, all you need to do is go ahead and save this as a PDF, so then you can either print it out or you can go ahead and add them to your Etsy listings. So go to the share button, go ahead to the download button, and then you would want to go to PDF for print, and then go ahead and download. Now, if I was doing this to sell, what I would do is I would add an additional page to the beginning of this design. That way you could add in instructions or additional details on how the customer can use this product and how they can set it up. So that way when they're purchasing it, they're not just left in the dark and they're left thinking, oh, how am I actually supposed to use this? You want to be as clear as possible. So giving your customers the best customer experience you can, because that will leave 2 more 5-star reviews for you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to print these out. I'm going to cut them out and show you how this will look once it's all said and done. Okay, so I just went ahead and quickly coloured in, I printed out first and then I coloured in these sheets. So you can see here what I did. Please don't judge my colouring in skills. I feel like my 3-year-old can probably do a better job, but what I did do here is I tried to use 2 different color things. So I went for like more pink, purple and blue, so like those bluish tones, which were the cooler tones. And then I jumped over here and did, for the flowers anyway, I did more of like a warmer tone flowers, so that there's an actual difference between the two different colors here. For this one here, I've just printed this one out. So we've got our Mother's Day here on this side with the flowers. And then I just quickly colored in the letters here. And yeah, so let's go ahead and see what this will look like once we've cut it up. Okay, so I went ahead and cut out each of those individual strips, and now I've actually positioned them in how they're going to be laid out on the A4 sheet. I have left all the numbers here on the top because what I'm thinking is in the end, I'll just go ahead and slice the top of that A4 sheet right off. So you can see here, when it's like next to each other, we've got you know, one side and then the other side of the image that we created. And it just looks like one big bunch looking at it like this. But once we glue it down, then fold the paper, you're gonna see how this all turns out. So I'll go ahead and glue it all together and then I'll show you the final project. Okay, so I went ahead and I glued it all together. I just cut off all of those numbers and any extra, you know, paper that was on the side. So all I had left was my my bunch of flowers here. And then I went ahead and I folded it all up. So we've got that nice zigzag. And so now the effect is that when you look at it from one angle, so if I just tilt this ever so slightly, we've got one image. And then if we tilt it from the other angle, like so, we have another image. Okay, so depending on, you know, what angle you're looking at it from. So if we have a look at it from the front side, it just looks like two different images stuck together. But when we angle it, we've got one image here. And then another image here. Such a cool effect, right? Okay, my friends, so there is our digital product created and ready to sell. Of course, there are more advanced ways to create these products and to prep them properly for sale, but this will give you a starting point to get the ball rolling. And if this idea has your brain buzzing and you want to go all in on creating and selling these products in your Etsy shop, then you really do want to check out my friend Mitzi's course all about creating and selling Agamographs. In this course, she goes way deeper into creating Agamographs, using more advanced steps and processes. She runs through how to prep your files professionally so that when your customer receives them, they know exactly what to do with them, the marketing and selling them on Etsy, and plus you get templates and extra bonuses to make it faster to get started. Now, if this product excites you, then this is where you want to get started. I've gone ahead and linked the course down in the description box below, and trust me when I say it is packed with so much value, just like all of Mitzi's courses are. So if you're a digital product creator or you want to be one, well, this is such a fun niche to go ahead and explore. It's seasonal, it's unique, and there's a real demand for crafty projects just like these. Go ahead, try making a simple Agamograph using the steps in this video, using Canva, just to get a feel for it, to see if it's something that you would like to continue with. And like I mentioned, if you're ready to go all in, go ahead and check out Mitzi's course and get those templates and that step-by-step help to get you on your way. All the links that you need are in the description box waiting for you. So thank you so much for watching today. And if you enjoyed this tutorial and want more ideas like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button so I know to make videos just like this in the future. I've got more fun videos on your way soon to help you grow your Etsy shop and create amazing digital products and fun projects that people actually want to buy. Okay, my friend, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.